key to success is to focus on goals, not obstacles. In a world filled with endless noise, the ability to focus has become one of the most valuable skills. Every day, countless demands compete for your attention: emails, notifications, social media, and an ever-growing to-do list. It's easy to mistake busyness for progress, but the truth is, being busy does not mean being productive. How often do you reach the end of the day feeling drained, yet uncertain if you accomplished anything meaningful? How often do distractions pull you away from your goals, leaving you scattered and unfulfilled? The real challenge is not the lack of time. It's the lack of clarity. Most people drift through life reacting to whatever comes their way, rather than intentionally choosing what deserves their energy. Success is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things. When you learn to focus on what truly matters, you stop wasting time on things that don't. You take back control. You move with purpose. And most importantly, you start making real progress toward your goals. Today, I'm going to show you how to cut through the noise, eliminate distractions, and focus on what truly matters. Stay with me for the next few minutes as I break down the key principles that will help you shift from being busy to being truly productive and fulfilled. Let's dive in. Number 1. Define what truly matters. Every day you make countless choices about where to direct your time, energy, and attention. Yet many people move through life without clarity, allowing distractions, societal expectations, and urgent but unimportant tasks to dictate their priorities. The reality is simple. If you don't decide what truly matters to you, the world will decide for you. Emails, social media, endless to-do lists, and other people's demands will consume your time, unless you take control. Success is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most. Many people struggle with focus because they haven't defined what truly matters in their lives. They claim their health is important, but their daily choices suggest otherwise. They say they want strong relationships, but their attention is constantly elsewhere. They dream of financial freedom but never take time to learn about managing money. The truth is, priorities aren't what we say. They are what we live. To take control of your focus, you must define your non-negotiables, the things that no matter what happens, you refuse to neglect. Ask yourself, what are the 5 most important aspects of my life? It could be your family, personal growth, health, financial stability, or making an impact. Once you define these priorities, decision-making becomes easier. When an opportunity arises, you will immediately know whether it aligns with what truly matters. Distractions lose their power because you recognize them for what they are: detours from your real path. The key to success is clarity. Those who achieve greatness are not necessarily smarter or luckier. They simply know exactly where they're going. They filter every choice through the lens of their priorities, ensuring their time and energy are invested in what truly matters. This clarity creates a powerful sense of direction and purpose, allowing them to make consistent progress toward their goals. If you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, scattered, or unfulfilled, it's time to reassess your focus. Take a moment today to define what truly matters to you. Write it down, reflect on it, and use it as your guiding compass. Because once you have clarity, distractions lose their grip, and your path to success becomes clear. When you focus on what truly matters, you don't just stay busy, you make meaningful progress. Number 2, the power of saying no. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are saying no to something that truly matters. Yet most people struggle to say no. They overcommit, take on too much, and allow others to dictate how they spend their time. Why? Because society teaches us that saying yes is the polite thing to do. People fear disappointing others, missing opportunities, or being seen as selfish. But here's the truth. Saying yes to everything is the fastest way to burnout and mediocrity. Those who achieve real success are not the ones who do the most. They are the ones who master the ability to say no to distractions, time wasters, and obligations that do not align with their goals. Saying no is not about being rude or unhelpful. It is about protecting your time, energy, and focus for what truly matters. Many people believe they have no choice, that they must attend every meeting, accept every social invitation, or take on every request. But in reality, every unnecessary commitment you accept steals time away from your priorities. When you fail to say no, you end up working late, sacrificing your well-being, and feeling overwhelmed by a schedule filled with things that don't bring real progress. The most successful people are not the ones who do everything. They are the ones who carefully choose where to invest their energy. Learning to say no is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. The first step is to shift your mindset. Instead of feeling guilty for declining requests, recognize that your time is valuable. Every moment spent on the wrong things is a moment taken away from your goals, your relationships, and your personal growth. Once you understand that saying no is not a rejection of people, but a protection of priorities, it becomes easier to do. The second step is to be direct and confident. Many people struggle with saying no because they over-explain or leave room for negotiation. But a simple, firm response is enough. You don't need long excuses or apologies. If someone asks you to take on an extra project at work that doesn't align with your priorities, you can simply say, "I appreciate the opportunity, but I can't commit to this right now." If a friend invites you to an event that doesn't fit into your schedule, you can say, "Thanks for thinking of me, but I'll have to pass." Respecting your time starts with setting clear boundaries and communicating them with confidence. The third step is learning to recognize disguised distractions. Not everything that seems like an opportunity is truly beneficial. Many distractions come disguised as important tasks, urgent requests, or social obligations. But if they don't align with your bigger goals, they are distractions in disguise. The key is to evaluate every request through the lens of your priorities. Before saying yes, ask yourself, does this move me closer to my goals? Is this worth my time and energy? If I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? These simple questions can help you make better decisions about where to invest your time. Another challenge people face is dealing with pressure from others. Family, friends, and colleagues may not always understand why you are saying no. Some may try to make you feel guilty or persuade you to change your mind. In these moments, stand firm. Your future is shaped by your ability to guard your focus. If you let others dictate your choices, you will always be working toward their priorities instead of your own. Successful people understand that saying no is not about being difficult. It is about being disciplined. One of the most powerful lessons about saying no comes from some of the greatest visionaries in history. They did not achieve success by trying to do everything. Instead, they focused relentlessly on what mattered most. Their ability to eliminate distractions and say no to the wrong things allowed them to create, innovate, and achieve greatness. The world's most accomplished individuals guard their time with discipline because they know that time wasted on the wrong things can never be recovered. At the end of the day, your success depends on what you choose to focus on. If you allow yourself to be pulled in 1,000 directions, you will never make real progress. But when you master the power of saying no, you take back control of your life. You create space for what truly matters. You make room for your goals, your passions, and your priorities. So the next time you feel pressured to say yes to something that does not serve you, remind yourself every unnecessary yes is a no to something greater. Be selective with your time, protect your energy, and focus only on what moves you forward, because success is not about doing more, it's about doing what truly matters. Number 3, invest in yourself. The greatest investment you will ever make is not in stocks, real estate, or a business. It is in yourself. Your skills, knowledge, mindset, and health determine the quality of your life far more than external circumstances ever will. Yet, most people spend more time maintaining their cars, managing their bank accounts, or keeping up with entertainment than they do improving themselves. They wait for the right opportunity, the right moment, or the right amount of money before they commit to growth. But the truth is, life does not wait. The world is constantly evolving, and those who refuse to grow are the ones who get left behind. If you want a better future, you must become the kind of person who attracts success. Too many people believe that self-investment is optional, that they will get to it later when they have more time, energy, or resources. But this mindset is a trap. Growth does not happen by accident. It happens through deliberate effort. The most successful people in any field, whether business, sports, or personal development, are those who prioritize continuous learning and self-improvement. They do not wait for circumstances to change before taking action. Instead, they take action. And as a result, their circumstances change. Investing in yourself starts with feeding your mind. Your thoughts shape your reality, and what you consume determines how you think. If you spend hours scrolling through social media, watching meaningless content, and engaging in gossip, do not be surprised if your life reflects that. Instead, choose to fill your mind with valuable knowledge. Read books that challenge you, listen to people who have the results you want, and seek out information that will expand your perspective. Knowledge alone will not change your life, but applied knowledge will. The more you learn, the more opportunities you create for yourself. Beyond knowledge, skill development is one of the most powerful forms of self-investment. The world rewards those who have valuable skills, whether in leadership, communication, sales, technology, or creative thinking. If you want to increase your income, your influence, or your impact, focus on building high-value skills. Every skill you develop makes you more adaptable, more resourceful, and more in control of your future. The most successful people never stop learning because they understand that success is not a destination, it is a process of continuous improvement. Another crucial area of self-investment is your health. What good is success if you are too exhausted, sick, or burned out to enjoy it? Many people sacrifice their well-being in pursuit of their goals, only to later spend their success trying to regain their health. But true success is built on a foundation of energy, vitality, and balance. Taking care of your body is not an expense. It is an investment in your ability to perform at your highest level. Eat foods that fuel you, move your body daily, and prioritize rest and recovery. Your health is the vehicle that carries you through life. And if you neglect it, everything else suffers. Equally important is your mindset. You can have all the skills, knowledge, and opportunities in the world. But if your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs, you will hold yourself back. The most successful people are not necessarily the most talented or the most intelligent. They are the ones who believe in their potential and take action, despite uncertainty. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you develop by consistently showing up for yourself. If you want to change your life, start by changing the way you think. Your environment also plays a massive role in your growth. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. If you are constantly around negativity, mediocrity, or complacency, it will be nearly impossible to stay motivated. But when you put yourself in an environment of growth, success becomes inevitable. Seek mentors, join communities of like-minded individuals, and learn from those who have already walked the path you want to take. Success leaves clues, follow them. Most importantly, investing in yourself requires action. Too many people spend their lives consuming information, but never applying it. They read books, but do not implement the lessons. They take courses, but do not practice the skills. They make plans, but never follow through. But real growth does not happen through theory. It happens through execution. Take what you learn and apply it. Start before you feel ready. Take risks. Push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Because growth does not come from waiting, it comes from doing. At the end of the day, your future is a direct reflection of how much you invest in yourself. Your income, relationships, health, and overall happiness are all tied to your level of growth. If you want more out of life, start by becoming more. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to improve yourself, because the best time to start is always now. The greatest investment you will ever make is not in something external, it is in the person you are becoming. Make that investment today, and your future self will thank you. Number 4, the impact of relationships. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your mindset, habits, and overall success. Whether you realize it or not, your environment is shaping your thoughts, decisions, and future. If you spend time with ambitious, motivated, and positive individuals, you will naturally adopt their energy, discipline, and drive. But if you constantly associate with those who complain, settle for mediocrity, and make excuses, their negativity will seep into your life, holding you back without you even noticing. The truth is simple. Your relationships either push you forward or pull you down. If you want to grow, you must be intentional about who you allow into your inner circle. Most people underestimate the power of relationships. They assume friendships, partnerships, and connections happen by chance, without realizing that the quality of their relationships directly affects their success. There is a famous saying, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your future." This is not just a motivational phrase, it is backed by science. Studies have shown that your income, health habits, and even levels of happiness are heavily influenced by the people you spend the most time with. If you surround yourself with 5 unmotivated people, chances are you will become the 6th. If you consistently interact with individuals who think small, you will unconsciously limit your own potential. But if you intentionally build relationships with people who are striving for greatness, you will naturally elevate yourself in the process. The key to creating powerful relationships is to first evaluate your current ones. Ask yourself, are the people in my life encouraging me to grow or keeping me stagnant? Do they support my goals or do they discourage my ambitions? Do they inspire me to be better or do they drain my energy? These are tough questions, but they are necessary. Many people hold on to toxic relationships out of habit, fear, or obligation. They tolerate negativity, drama, and discouragement because they feel guilty about walking away. But the reality is, if someone is not adding value to your life, they are taking away from it. Letting go of relationships that no longer serve you is not selfish. It is essential for your growth. At the same time, building the right relationships is just as important as removing the wrong ones. Success does not happen in isolation. Every great achievement in history was made possible through collaboration, mentorship, and strong support systems. If you want to level up, you must actively seek out people who challenge you, inspire you, and push you toward your goals. Look for mentors who have already achieved what you aspire to. Surround yourself with peers who are ambitious, disciplined, and committed to growth. Engage in conversations that expand your thinking instead of reinforcing limitations. The more you connect with the right people, the more opportunities will naturally come your way. But building strong relationships is not just about what you can gain. It is also about what you can give. The most successful and well-connected individuals are not those who take the most, but those who give the most. They add value to others without expecting anything in return. They offer support, encouragement, and knowledge. They are the kind of people who uplift others, and in return, they attract meaningful and powerful connections. If you want to build high-quality relationships, start by being the kind of person others want to be around. Be reliable, be supportive, be a source of positivity and inspiration. When you consistently add value to others, you naturally attract people who will do the same for you. One of the hardest but most important lessons in life is that not everyone is meant to be part of your journey forever. Some people will grow with you, while others will stay where they are. If you find yourself in relationships that no longer align with your goals and values, it is okay to distance yourself. Growth requires change, and sometimes that means outgrowing certain people. It does not mean you have to cut people off with hostility. It simply means prioritizing your future over your past. Your relationships are one of the most significant determining factors of your success. The right people will challenge you, push you, and support you when times get tough. The wrong people will drain you, distract you, and keep you from reaching your full potential. Be intentional about who you surround yourself with, because in the end, success is not just about what you achieve, it is about who you become and who you share the journey with. Choose your relationships wisely and you will create a future filled with growth, success, and fulfillment. Number 5, your health is your wealth. You can have all the money in the world, the best career, and the biggest dreams. But if your body breaks down, none of it will matter. Too many people sacrifice their health in pursuit of success, believing that they can take care of themselves later. They push their bodies beyond limits, skip meals, sleep less, and rely on caffeine or quick fixes to get through the day. But the truth is, there is no success without health. Your body is the foundation of everything you do. Your energy, your focus, and your ability to perform at your best all depend on how well you take care of yourself. Ignoring your health might not seem like an issue at first, but over time, the damage accumulates. Burnout, chronic fatigue, stress-related illnesses, and even life-threatening conditions can develop as a result of years of neglect. The sooner you realize that your body is your most valuable asset, the sooner you can start making better choices to protect it. The way you treat your health directly affects every other area of your life. When you have high energy levels, you think clearer, make better decisions, and accomplish more. When you feel physically strong, your confidence increases, and you perform at a higher level. But when you are constantly exhausted, stressed, or out of shape, even the simplest tasks feel overwhelming. That is why prioritizing your well-being is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Many people make the mistake of thinking they do not have time to focus on their health. But in reality, not prioritizing health will cost them far more in the long run. If you do not make time for wellness now, you will be forced to make time for illness later. Taking care of your body starts with nutrition. The food you eat is fuel for your brain and body, and every meal is either moving you toward better health or further away from it. Processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats drain your energy, weaken your immune system, and increase the risk of diseases. On the other hand, whole, nutrient-dense foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats keep you energized, focused, and strong. Eating well is not about following strict diets or depriving yourself. It is about making smarter choices consistently. The goal is not perfection, but progress. Small adjustments, like drinking more water, reducing processed foods, and eating more whole foods, can make a significant impact over time. Exercise is another crucial pillar of good health. Movement is not just about looking good, it is about feeling good, staying strong, and keeping your body functioning properly. Regular physical activity boosts energy levels, improves mental health, strengthens the heart, and reduces the risk of diseases. Yet many people neglect exercise, either because they feel too busy or because they associate it with intense, time-consuming workouts. But the truth is, even small amounts of daily movement can make a big difference. A simple 20-minute walk, stretching in the morning, or a few bodyweight exercises can improve circulation, reduce stress, and boost your mood. The key is consistency, staying active in any way you enjoy, whether it's dancing, yoga, weight training, or just taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Equally important is rest and recovery. In today's hustle culture, people often underestimate the power of sleep and relaxation. But lack of sleep not only drains your energy, it affects your concentration, weakens your immune system, and accelerates aging. Many people sacrifice sleep in the name of productivity, not realizing that poor sleep quality reduces their efficiency and increases the risk of burnout. Quality rest allows the body to heal, the brain to process information, and energy levels to reset. Prioritizing at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night is not a waste of time. It is an investment in your performance and long-term health. Stress management is another critical aspect of well-being. Chronic stress is often called the silent killer because it increases the risk of heart disease, weakens the immune system, and negatively impacts mental health. Yet most people accept stress as a normal part of life without realizing how much damage it is causing. Learning to manage stress is just as important as diet and exercise. Meditation, deep breathing, journaling, or even taking short breaks during the day can help regulate stress levels. Spending time in nature, practicing gratitude, and engaging in hobbies that bring joy can also help maintain emotional balance. Mental health is just as important as physical health. Your thoughts, emotions, and mindset play a huge role in your overall well-being. If you constantly feed your mind with negativity, self-doubt, and stress, it will impact every aspect of your life. Just as you nourish your body with good food, you must nourish your mind with positive influences. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, engage in activities that bring fulfillment, and practice self-care without guilt. At the end of the day, your body is the only place you have to live. Taking care of your health is not just about extending your lifespan. It is about improving your quality of life. Success means nothing if you are too tired, sick, or mentally drained to enjoy it. Prioritizing your well-being allows you to show up as your best self, both for yourself and for those who depend on you. If you want to achieve great things, start by taking care of the vessel that makes it all possible. Because when you prioritize your health, everything else in life becomes easier, and your path to success becomes much clearer. Number 6, small habits, big results. Success is not built in a day. It is built in the small, consistent actions you take every single day. Many people believe that achieving their goals requires a massive breakthrough, an extraordinary moment, or a sudden stroke of luck. But in reality, true success comes from simple, repeated habits that compound over time. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle is not intelligence, talent, or opportunity. It is the small choices they make daily. Every habit, no matter how small, is either moving you closer to your goals or further away from them. The key to lasting success is recognizing the power of these small habits and using them to your advantage. Most people underestimate how much of their life is controlled by habits. From the way you start your morning to how you react to challenges, your daily actions are largely driven by patterns you have repeated over time. The good news is that habits can be changed, replaced, and optimized to work in your favor. If you want to transform your life, start by transforming your habits. The problem is, most people set unrealistic goals and try to change too much at once. They commit to extreme diets, intense workout routines, or aggressive schedules, only to burn out and return to old patterns. The real secret to change is not radical overhauls. It is small, manageable adjustments that you can sustain over time. Think about it this way. If you improve just 1% each day, that improvement compounds into massive progress over months and years. Reading 10 pages a day may not seem like much, but over a year, you will have read multiple books. Saving a small percentage of your income each month may not make you rich overnight, but over time it leads to financial stability. Exercising for just 15 minutes a day may not give you instant results, but after a year you will be significantly healthier and stronger. The small things you do daily create momentum, and that momentum determines your future. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is starting your day with intention. Instead of waking up and immediately reacting to emails, social media, or other distractions, take control of your morning. Set aside time for personal growth, whether it's reading, journaling, meditating, or exercising. A strong morning routine sets the tone for the rest of the day and helps you stay focused on your priorities. Successful people don't just let the day happen to them. They take control of their time from the very start. Another crucial habit is setting clear goals. Vague desires lead to vague results. Instead of saying, "I want to get in shape," be specific. "I will exercise for 30 minutes, 5 times a week." Instead of saying, "I want to be successful," define what success means to you. Break big goals into small, actionable steps and commit to making progress daily. When you give yourself a clear direction, your habits will naturally align with that vision. Eliminating bad habits is just as important as building good ones. Many people sabotage their progress by clinging to destructive routines that drain their time and energy. Identify the habits that are holding you back, whether it's procrastination, mindless scrolling, unhealthy eating, or negative self-talk. The key to breaking bad habits is replacing them with better alternatives. If you tend to waste time on your phone, replace that habit with reading or learning a new skill. If you struggle with unhealthy eating, start by making small, manageable changes rather than attempting a complete diet overhaul. Focus on progress, not perfection. Tracking your habits is another powerful way to stay on course. What gets measured gets improved. Keep a simple habit tracker, a journal, or even a checklist to track your daily progress. Seeing your consistency builds motivation and reinforces the habit loop. It creates a sense of accomplishment that makes you want to keep going. Even when motivation fades, discipline and habit tracking will keep you moving forward. It's important to understand that habits take time to solidify. Many people give up too soon because they expect instant results. But real change happens gradually. Scientists suggest that it takes an average of 66 days to form a new habit, depending on the complexity of the behavior. That means the key to lasting change is patience and consistency. Instead of focusing on overnight success, commit to long-term improvement. Your habits define your future. The small choices you make every day determine whether you will reach your goals or stay stuck in the same place. The good news is, you have complete control over your habits. You can choose to make small changes today that will lead to massive results in the future. Start small, stay consistent, and trust the process. Because in the end, success is not about one big leap. It is about the small, repeated steps you take every single day. Number 7. Master your time. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Unlike money, status, or possessions, time cannot be earned back once it is gone. Every day you are given 24 hours, the same 24 hours as the most successful people in the world. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who remain stuck is not intelligence, luck, or talent. It is how they use their time. Most people do not realize how much of their day is wasted on distractions, unnecessary tasks, and activities that do not move them forward. They wake up and immediately react to messages, social media notifications, and other people's priorities. By the end of the day, they wonder why they feel exhausted but have little to show for it. The hard truth is, if you do not take control of your time, the world will do it for you. The key to success is not working harder. It is working smarter by mastering how you allocate your time and energy. Many people believe they do not have enough time to work on their goals, but the reality is they are just not managing it effectively. Studies show that the average person spends hours each day on social media, watching TV, or engaging in mindless activities. Imagine if even half of that time were redirected toward learning, improving skills, or taking action toward meaningful goals. The first step in mastering your time is to become aware of where it is actually going. Tracking your daily activities for a week can be an eye-opening experience, revealing just how much time is being wasted. Once you identify these patterns, you can start making intentional changes to eliminate unproductive habits. One of the most effective time management strategies is prioritization. Not all tasks are created equal. Some drive real progress, while others simply fill up your schedule without contributing to meaningful outcomes. A common mistake people make is focusing on what is urgent instead of what is important. Urgent tasks, like responding to emails or handling last-minute requests, create the illusion of productivity, but they often prevent you from working on long-term, high-impact goals. The most successful individuals understand the power of prioritization. They ask themselves, what are the most valuable things I can do today that will have the greatest impact on my future? Once you identify those key tasks, schedule them first and treat them as non-negotiable. Another powerful technique for mastering time is learning to say no. Many people overcommit themselves because they feel obligated to accept every request, invitation, or meeting. But every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are saying no to something that truly matters. Protecting your time means setting clear boundaries and being selective about where you invest your energy. Saying no is not about rejecting people, it is about respecting your priorities. The most successful people guard their schedules fiercely because they understand that time wasted on low-value activities can never be recovered. Eliminating distractions is another critical component of effective time management. In today's digital world, constant notifications, emails, and interruptions make it incredibly difficult to focus. The human brain is not designed to multitask effectively, and every time you switch tasks, you lose momentum and productivity. One of the best ways to improve focus is to create distraction-free work sessions. Turn off notifications, set specific time blocks for deep work, and eliminate unnecessary interruptions. A simple strategy like the Pomodoro technique, where you work in focused 50-minute intervals with short breaks, can significantly boost efficiency. Another key principle in mastering your time is delegation. Many people try to do everything themselves, believing that handling every detail personally will lead to better results. But high achievers understand that trying to do everything alone is a recipe for burnout. Learning to delegate tasks, whether at work, at home, or in business, frees up valuable time for what truly matters. If something can be outsourced or automated, consider doing so. Your time should be spent on activities that align with your strengths and long-term goals, not on tasks that can be handled by someone else. Planning your day in advance is another habit that separates successful people from those who struggle with time management. Instead of waking up and reacting to the day as it unfolds, take a few minutes each night to plan the next day's priorities. Knowing exactly what needs to be done before the day starts reduces decision fatigue and ensures that you begin with clear direction. A structured schedule increases productivity, reduces stress, and allows you to maintain better control over your time. Ultimately, the way you manage your time determines the quality of your life. If you let distractions, obligations, and other people's demands dictate your schedule, you will always feel overwhelmed and unfulfilled. But if you take control, prioritize high-value activities, and eliminate unnecessary distractions, you will accomplish more in less time. Time is the one resource that, once lost, cannot be replaced. Treat it with the respect it deserves, and you will achieve far more than you ever thought possible. Number 8. Shift from problems to solutions. Life is full of challenges, obstacles, and setbacks. No matter who you are or what you pursue, problems will always arise. Some people allow these problems to control their lives, while others take control by focusing on solutions. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle is not the absence of problems, but rather how they respond to them. Many people waste valuable time and energy complaining, blaming circumstances, or dwelling on things they cannot change. They get stuck in a cycle of negativity, convinced that their struggles are insurmountable. But the truth is, problems are not the real issue. The real issue is perspective. If you focus only on what is wrong, you will remain stuck. If you shift your mindset to focus on solutions, you open the door to growth, progress, and success. The first step in shifting from problems to solutions is recognizing that every challenge has a lesson or an opportunity hidden within it. Most people see obstacles as roadblocks, but in reality, they are stepping stones to growth. Every problem you face teaches you something valuable, whether it is resilience, adaptability, patience, or creativity. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" When you shift from a victim mentality to a problem-solving mentality, you regain control over your life. No matter how difficult a situation seems, there is always a way forward. And the sooner you look for it, the faster you will find it. Another key to focusing on solutions is changing the questions you ask yourself. When faced with a problem, most people ask questions that reinforce negativity. Why does this always happen to me? Why can't I catch a break? What if I fail? But successful people ask empowering questions that lead to action. What steps can I take to fix this? Who can help me find a solution? What is the best way to move forward? The quality of your life is largely determined by the quality of the questions you ask yourself. When you train your mind to seek answers instead of dwelling on problems, you naturally develop a proactive and resilient mindset. One of the biggest obstacles to finding solutions is emotional reaction. When people encounter a setback, they often react emotionally, whether it is frustration, anger, fear, or panic. These emotions cloud judgment and make it difficult to think clearly. Learning to control your emotions in challenging situations is a critical skill. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a step back, breathe, and assess the situation objectively. Emotion-based decisions often lead to regret, but solution-based thinking leads to progress. The more you practice emotional control, the better you will become at handling challenges with clarity and confidence. Another powerful strategy for overcoming problems is breaking them down into smaller, manageable steps. Many people feel overwhelmed because they view their challenges as massive, unsolvable issues. But no problem is too big when you break it into smaller pieces. If a goal seems impossible, focus on the first step. If a challenge seems overwhelming, identify one action you can take today. Progress happens when you take small, consistent steps in the right direction. Over time, these small actions add up, and what once seemed impossible becomes achievable. Surrounding yourself with solution-oriented people is another game changer. Negativity is contagious, and if you spend time with people who constantly complain and focus on problems, you will adopt the same mindset. On the other hand, being around positive, forward-thinking individuals helps you stay motivated and proactive. Seek out mentors, friends, and colleagues who encourage problem-solving and growth. When you have a strong support system, you gain new perspectives and insights that can help you navigate challenges more effectively. One of the most important realizations in life is that problems never go away completely. No matter how much success you achieve, challenges will always arise. However, your ability to handle them will improve. The more you develop a solution-focused mindset, the more resilient and adaptable you become. Instead of fearing obstacles, you will begin to embrace them as opportunities for growth. The strongest, most successful individuals are not those who never face adversity. They are the ones who know how to turn adversity into advantage. At the end of the day, shifting from problems to solutions is about taking responsibility for your own life. You can either let difficulties define you, or you can define how you respond to them. When you focus on what you can control rather than what you cannot, you empower yourself to create real change. The world is filled with people who complain about their circumstances, but very few take action to improve them. Be the kind of person who looks for answers, who finds ways to move forward, and who refuses to be held back by temporary setbacks. Because in the end, success is not about avoiding problems. It is about mastering the ability to overcome them. Number 9. Keep the bigger picture in mind. In the pursuit of success, it is easy to get lost in the small details, the daily struggles, and the temporary setbacks. When things do not go as planned, many people become discouraged, losing sight of why they started in the first place. But the most successful individuals understand that setbacks are not the end of the road. They are just part of the journey. They maintain their focus on the bigger picture, reminding themselves that temporary failures do not define their long-term success. If you want to achieve your goals, you must develop the ability to look beyond the immediate obstacles and stay committed to the vision you have for your future. One of the main reasons people give up too soon is because they focus too much on short-term difficulties. When a challenge arises, they immediately feel overwhelmed, questioning whether their efforts are even worth it. They forget that every great achievement requires patience, persistence, and resilience. The path to success is never a straight line. It is filled with ups and downs, unexpected turns, and moments of doubt. But those who keep moving forward despite the difficulties are the ones who eventually reach their destination. The key is to remind yourself that setbacks are temporary, but your vision is permanent. To stay focused on the bigger picture, you must have a clear sense of purpose. Why are you pursuing this goal? What is the ultimate outcome you are working toward? When you define your why, you create a powerful source of motivation that keeps you going, even when things get tough. Without a strong reason behind your efforts, it becomes easy to quit when obstacles arise. But when your purpose is clear, no challenge feels too big, and no failure feels final. Instead of seeing difficulties as reasons to give up, you begin to see them as opportunities to grow and learn. Perspective is everything. When you focus too much on the small struggles, they begin to feel larger than they really are. But when you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, you realize that most setbacks are just small bumps on the road to success. Think of a puzzle. If you focus on a single piece, it may not make sense, and it may seem insignificant on its own. But when you look at the entire puzzle, every piece has a purpose, and everything fits together to create the final masterpiece. Your journey is no different. Every challenge, every lesson, and every moment of struggle is part of a much bigger story. Another key to keeping the bigger picture in mind is practicing patience. In a world that glorifies instant results, many people expect success to happen overnight. They want immediate rewards, and when they do not see fast progress, they assume they are failing. But real success takes time. The most successful entrepreneurs, athletes, and leaders did not achieve greatness in a single moment. They built it over years of effort, discipline, and perseverance. When you plant a seed, you do not expect it to grow into a tree overnight. You water it, nurture it, and trust that, with time, it will grow. The same principle applies to your goals. Keep taking consistent action and trust that your efforts will pay off in the long run. One of the most effective ways to stay focused on the bigger picture is to celebrate small wins along the way. When people are too focused on the end goal, they often forget to acknowledge the progress they have already made. This leads to frustration and a feeling of never being good enough. But when you recognize and appreciate your small achievements, you build momentum and motivation to keep going. Every step forward, no matter how small, is proof that you are making progress. Instead of only looking at how far you still have to go, take a moment to acknowledge how far you have already come. It is also important to surround yourself with people who remind you of your bigger vision. When you face setbacks, it is easy to get discouraged, but having the right support system can help you stay motivated. Whether it is mentors, friends, or colleagues, being around positive and ambitious individuals keeps you focused on the bigger picture. They can offer encouragement, share their own experiences, and remind you that challenges are a normal part of the journey. At the end of the day, success is not just about what you achieve. It is about who you become in the process. The struggles you face shape you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient person. If you give up too soon, you miss out on the growth that comes from overcoming obstacles. Keep reminding yourself of the bigger picture, stay committed to your vision, and trust that every challenge is shaping you for something greater. The road may not always be easy, but if you keep moving forward, you will eventually reach the destination you have been working toward. Number 10, live intentionally. Life is happening every moment, whether you take control of it or not. The difference between those who create extraordinary lives and those who drift aimlessly is intentionality. Too many people go through life on autopilot, reacting to circumstances rather than actively shaping their future. They wake up, follow a routine dictated by obligations, and make choices based on convenience or social pressure, rather than true purpose. The result? Years pass, and they wonder why they feel unfulfilled, stuck, or lost. But the truth is, if you don't take control of your life, the world will do it for you. Living intentionally means making conscious decisions that align with your values, goals, and long-term vision. It means refusing to let distractions, fears, or societal expectations dictate how you spend your time and energy. Intentional living starts with clarity. You cannot live with purpose if you don't know what truly matters to you. Many people chase success, money, or recognition without ever asking themselves why. They pursue careers they don't enjoy, follow paths chosen for them by others, and say yes to commitments that drain them. They wake up one day realizing they have been busy but not truly living. To avoid this, take a step back and define what success means to you. What kind of life do you want to build? What kind of person do you want to become? What are the values and principles you refuse to compromise on? When you have clarity on your priorities, making decisions becomes easier. Every opportunity, every commitment, and every action can be filtered through one simple question: does this align with my purpose? If the answer is no, it's time to say no. One of the biggest obstacles to intentional living is distraction. In a world filled with endless noise, social media, entertainment, emails, and other people's expectations, it is easy to get pulled in 1,000 directions. Many people fill their schedules with activities that do not bring them closer to their goals, mistaking busyness for productivity. But being busy is not the same as being intentional. You can spend all day answering emails, attending meetings, and checking social media. But if none of those activities contribute to your personal growth or long-term vision, you are simply wasting time. Living intentionally requires the discipline to eliminate distractions and focus only on what truly matters. Another key to intentional living is learning to set boundaries. If you don't protect your time and energy, other people will take control of it. Many people struggle to say no because they fear disappointing others or missing out. But every unnecessary commitment steals time away from your real priorities. Your time is the most valuable resource you have. And if you spend it on things that do not align with your goals, you will never have enough for what truly matters. Be selective about what you commit to. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, not those who drain your energy. Choose quality over quantity in everything, from relationships to experiences. Intentional living is also about developing daily habits that align with your goals. It's not just about setting big dreams. It's about taking small, consistent actions every day that bring you closer to those dreams. Want to be healthier? Make daily movement and nutritious eating a habit. Want to be financially free? Develop the discipline to save, invest, and educate yourself about money. Want to build stronger relationships? Make quality time and meaningful conversations a priority. Success in any area of life is built on the small things you do repeatedly, not just the big decisions you make once in a while. Living intentionally also means being fully present in the moment. Many people go through life constantly thinking about the past or worrying about the future, missing out on the beauty of the present. They spend time with loved ones, but are distracted by their phones. They work on their goals, but let self-doubt and overthinking keep them from enjoying the journey. But life is happening right now. The only moment you truly have control over is this one. When you focus on the present, you experience deeper joy, stronger relationships, and a greater appreciation for life. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate intentionality is to reflect regularly. Take time each week to evaluate whether your actions align with your values. Are you spending your time on what truly matters? Are you making progress toward your goals? Are you living in a way that feels meaningful and fulfilling? If not, make adjustments. The beauty of intentional living is that you are always in control. You can change your habits, shift your focus, and realign your actions at any moment. At the end of your life, you won't remember the emails you answered, the meetings you attended, or the hours you spent scrolling on your phone. You will remember the moments when you were fully alive, the dreams you pursued, the people you loved, the impact you made. Living intentionally means choosing to make every day meaningful. It means taking ownership of your life, making decisions with purpose, and never settling for a life that does not fulfill you. So start today. Take control of your time, eliminate what does not serve you, and focus on what truly matters. Because the life you want is not something you wait for. It is something you create with intention, one choice at a time. At the end of the day, your life is the result of what you choose to focus on. Every moment, you have the power to decide where your time, energy, and attention go. You can spend your days chasing distractions, saying yes to everything, and allowing the world to dictate your priorities. Or you can take control, define what truly matters, and align your actions with your vision. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who remain stuck is not talent, intelligence, or luck. It is clarity, consistency, and focus. Think about the lessons we have covered. Define what truly matters, because if you don't, the world will decide for you. Learn the power of saying no, because every unnecessary yes is a no to something meaningful. Invest in yourself, because your growth determines your success. Surround yourself with the right people, because your environment shapes your future. Take care of your health, because without it, nothing else matters. Master your habits, because small actions, repeated daily, lead to massive results. Control your time, because time is the one thing you can never get back. Focus on solutions, not problems, because your mindset determines your success. Keep the bigger picture in mind, because setbacks are temporary, but your vision is permanent. Live intentionally, because the life you want will not happen by accident. Now here's the challenge. Will you apply these principles, or will you go back to business as usual? Knowledge without action is wasted potential. Reading about success is not enough. You must take the steps to create it. Nothing will change unless you change. Your habits, your choices, and your priorities shape your future. Start today. Decide what truly matters. Cut out the noise. Commit to daily improvement. And most importantly, take action. Because a life well lived is not about being busy. It is about being purposeful. Your future is in your hands. Make it count.